My name's Buddy Boyd. I'm from Canada, actually British Columbia, Canada, and we don't have Zero Waste Canada yet, but just before I left to come down here, we met with a conference call and with some of my colleagues across Canada, and so we officially started the beginning of the formation of Zero Waste Canada, so I was quite excited about that. I'm very jealous that you guys have much farther advanced than we have in some ways. This is our British Columbia flag. And this is Gibson's, where I come from. Now, we have some challenges like you guys. We're also an island. And everything has to come in by ferry. Damn thing. And has to leave by ferry. That means all our consumables that come into our community, there's a problem with transportation. So we need creative solutions in much of Canada because, believe it or not, there's only 35 million people in Canada, and it's a very, very big country. So we have many, many challenges with respect to dealing with our discard streams right across Canada. Of course, the three core principles for zero waste is something we adopted 7 years ago when we started our facility. End cheap waste disposal, design waste out of the system, and engage the people to create local green jobs, which is what we did in our community. This is our facility here, Gibson's Recycling Depot, and I'm basically a waste picker. I had a disposal business, and I grew very, very tired, like Rodrigo and Gustavo and this wonderful organization that you have here, of continually throwing things away. So I decided to try to create a resource recovery park in my community of Gibsons. This is basically a tour of our site, and one of the things that we decided to do was, in Canada, right across our country, we have something called EPRs, and I know some of you know about this, Extended Producer Responsibility, but they never really designed any systems of how to handle these, and the retailers can't take everything back, so resource recovery seemed like a good opportunity to handle EPR items. And I own this facility, and we're just a small community of 10,000 people, but one of the rules at our facility is it has to be clean. If you want to have your workers be more productive, safety is a large concern for us, and the facility must be kept organized and clean. So in our model, our design, because we're broke, we don't have a lot of money, the government doesn't help us, so we've done this on our own as a business like Novaseco. So we're using shipping containers to keep our recyclables and reusables clean and organized. We use 2 containers to hold our waste, which I don't like calling electronic waste. I like calling electronic recyclables, but it's called an e-waste program. And this is where we process and palletize our electronic recyclables. And this is an EPR program. When you buy a computer in Canada, there's some money taken out when you purchase it. It's an eco fee. So these are just some of the items that are part of the Canadian EPR program. And refundable bottles, tires, computers, light bulbs, for example. And again, we keep everything containerized and stored, like Mike was showing you with some of the facilities that he pointed out. Organization and keeping things clean and critically important. So we're getting ready to process our electronic recyclables under our tent, which is constructed of storage containers, which they're all over the world. They're very, very affordable and help keep things very, very organized. So this is our day for processing electronics. So this is what we have to do. It's part of the program. We have to shrink wrap everything and get it ready for transportation to market. And the producer who runs the program pays us by the ton. So there's incentive for us to make sure it's all done properly. We also recycle paint in our facility, and that too is an EPR program. And the containers there is where we put our keyboards and mice and all the wires and all the bells and whistles. We just started phase 2 of our electronic program, and now we're taking stereos and disc players and things like that. This is just a list of some of the things that when you purchase, for example, antifreeze, there's an extra charge when you buy it, and we handle it so that it doesn't go to the landfill. It's properly disposed of in a safe manner, and every year more items are going to be added to EPR programs in Canada. Another interesting concept we have in British Columbia specifically is it's a major department store. It's kind of like a little mini Walmart. It's called London Drugs, and one of the fellows here, Clint Malham, sits on. He's a fellow board of director with me on the Recycling Council of British Columbia, and they've got a really innovative program where if you buy products at their store, they take it back. They take back the packaging. Even if you have batteries that don't work or light bulbs, they'll take them back where you bought them. That's kind of an interesting idea. This is our depot in our yard specific, and basically it's a drop-off center. So we have staff greet each customer that comes in. We're a community of about 10,000 people, but they just drop things off, and everything is source separated. We don't commingle. And here's tin cans and our plastic, paper, mixed paper, and cardboard. And we're one of the few communities in British Columbia that recycles styrofoam. And again, keeping everything organized and separated and dry is quite important. But you'll notice one thing on our yard, everything's clean. Like, things aren't allowed to blow around our yard, and we keep it quite organized. We've just started last year recycling mixed glass from being mixed glass into colors, because we have artists that are asking for brown glass and green glass and for some of their projects. And we're also looking at buying a machine to turn it into an aggregate for landscaping. But the key focus here is keeping it separated. We also take wood, metal, drywall, and things, and we keep everything off the ground and containerized. And this is Barb's, my girlfriend's reuse store. It's her baby. She loves it. And if I didn't build it, I would have to sleep in the garage. And again, it's storage containers. So everything that's in her reuse store is from the waste stream. And we don't mix our organics and dry together, so it basically, when my staff, we put a load at the loading area or drop-off area, we pick through it. I pick through it. And one of the things we've discovered is there's an amazing amount of things people throw away because they don't like the color. So it goes into our research store, and we sell it here for a very nominal fee. And windows, doors, clothing, books, furniture, a lot of kids stuff. And in our community, like every community, there's people that are on fixed incomes or challenged, so it just seems right. And it seems criminal to throw this stuff in the garbage when somebody else could use it. This is our furniture container. We move a lot of furniture, couches, things like that. And this is starting to catch on in other parts of Canada now. Independent businessmen just starting to look at this concept of keeping things out of the landfill and reusing them, because most people look at their community programs as just recycling. There's also reuse and reduce through education. And like, we have a lot of containers.
One of the things we've proposed to our local community is less journeys with the truck. I truck down the community. My passion, one of my passions is getting together with local community solid waste staff and creating an opportunity to look at different types of equipment so you're more efficient as you go down to collect your waste stream. So one side of this truck is separated organics, the other side is your dry waste. The second week it's organics on one side, it might be bagged recyclable. So it just makes each trip more efficient. And of course, as I'm wrapping up here, good recycling, I think, is source separation. You get a higher revenue for selling your recyclables, the cleaner they are. Home composting is something we're promoting in our community, and we're very fortunate. In Vancouver, we have one of the largest composting facilities in British Columbia, and it's just outside of downtown Vancouver. And I guess 2 weeks ago, Al Gore was touring this site. We all know who Al Gore is. And that's the process. It's about 15 miles from downtown Vancouver.
And this is pretty well the end of my presentation. So one thing I would like to leave you folks with is we have to realize that we are a community at large. We're not just in Florianopolis or myself in Gibsons or Mike in San Diego or Ruth in San Francisco. We're a global community. We're a global family. So we have to really start taking seriously what we do here could impact somebody somewhere else. So, and remember, when you're throwing things away, there is no away. Thanks very much.